In part one of this plan on how to start a business with little to no money, I showed you guys the concept of the BI triangle and how to find your why and your mission, how to make yourself an expert in the space, and build the basic systems you need to be successful. If you missed it, click the link in the upper right-hand corner to catch up and then come back here. And if you're listening to this, we'll link it in the podcast description as well. And so we've already covered the 7 steps to start a business with no money. Today, we're going to talk about the final 7 steps to make all this happen so you can have your business. After this episode, you're going to understand what product to sell, how to market that product, grow your team, and scale your business. I'm your host, Alexandra Gonazalez-Ganoza, and this is where your financial freedom begins, and so does your business. So let's jump into it. Now, number 8, we're going to start right where we left off. Number 8 is Rich Dad would always say, business and life are team sports. And he's totally right. If you want to be successful in business, you can't do it all on your own. You're going to need a team. And that's why it's one of the 3 foundations of the BI triangle and step 8 in this process. What industry you're in also determines what experts you need to be on your team. But no matter what, at the baseline, you need a good lawyer, a great accountant, and of course, a marketing expert. Ask your friends or people in your social circle for recommendations because typically that's where you're going to find good recommendations. Word of mouth also means they've worked with them in the past, and so it's a good source to trust. At the end of the day, you want to hire people who are better than you. As an entrepreneur or investor, the ones who make it the farthest are the ones who rely on their team. And they try to find rooms where they're actually the least knowledgeable people in there. If you feel the need to be the smartest person in the room, you're not going to make it far as an entrepreneur. You need to be constantly learning and educating yourselves from other people. I mean, take someone like Robert Kiyosaki, right? He constantly goes to events. He has a social circle. He has his advisors where he constantly says he's the least knowledgeable one out of all of them, right? And so that's crucial when you're becoming an entrepreneur. Number 9, social media. This is a no-brainer in today's society and one of the fastest ways you can leverage communication. It's another pillar of the BI triangle. And it's funny because, I'm an expert when it comes to social media and the strategies behind it, and I love the benefits this brings throughout the world. But I'm honestly definitely a more of like an in-person kind of person. But people nowadays like to hang out more on social media than they do in person, unfortunately. But as a business owner, this is a huge opportunity for us. You instantly get access to a massive audience. You get close and personal to them. You learn about their likes and their dislikes, and you get instant feedback. A useful strategy is to be consistent. Upload content daily and consistently. Provide tips, life hacks, how-tos, personal videos. Keep your audience engaged. The kind of content depends on your demographic, but this really depends on your business. And so you need to make sure your strategy is a mixture of providing value, right? Your SME content with product-related content. So that would be things like offers and how-tos. Social media is a space that requires providing value to build an audience, not just always trying to do a hard sell. That's what people nowadays would call cringy, and that turns people off. And don't get distracted or lazy with engaging with your community because I know that can happen to all of us, including myself. We forget that these virtual people and these virtual comments are actually real people. So make sure to reply to them when they leave a message on your website or email you or comment on your videos. These are the very people you're going to be selling to in the future. The power of social media lies in building trust in relationships. Just like in real life, people like to buy from people and brands they like and know and trust. Number 10, make a product. So far, I haven't covered too much about making money, but we haven't honestly spent much money in this process either. Okay, now that we've talked about understanding your industry, finding your voice in the market, your wow factor, how to position yourself on social media, and you've done your homework. Now you know your mission. You're not worried about your income because you've kept your day job and hopefully by now you've established some communications and systems. So now let's decide what product you're going to sell. Before you start investing the time and energy required to sell physical products, because trust me, that's a handful, and I learned that thanks to my cheese boards, I would suggest leveraging the power and speed of digital products first. Guys, it's cheaper, it's faster, it's better, period. The power of everything being virtual is that it's basically a trial or a testing period for what you actually want to do. Because what you might think people want might actually be the opposite. And so let the result and demand be an indicator to create your product. Like let that literally develop your product. For example, you can take your top 10 performing blogs and turn them into an ebook. You can take your top 5 YouTube videos and turn them into a course you sell online. And you can find the best performing posts and turn them into a tool or Excel sheet people can easily download. You can get your content with the best numbers and turn it into an actual product. This doesn't require to do much legwork or too much work on your part. You can use tools like Google Documents and then export it into a PDF, or go on Upwork or other freelance websites and see who can create it for you at a cheap price. Now, number 11, it's time to make money. Everyone's favorite part. So your book, course, or Excel sheet is done. You've revised it, you've edited it, and it's ready to be your first product. Instead of physically printing it like a book or packaging it up, you can leverage your community and start selling it online. Once you have a place to host it online on your website, start advertising it through your social media, your blogs, your email list. Use the power of your social following to help spread the word. Once you've chosen where your product will live, you just need to decide how your customers are going to buy it. A lot of people use things like PayPal and Stripe. I mean, you can find these resources online. It depends which one's best for you. I guess take things into consideration like fees and the percentage they take. Which also reminds me, another key integrity of the BI triangle is legal. If you're selling a product and building a list, you'll need to make sure to have terms and disclosures, privacy policies, return policies, and some additional other things that you'll need to consult with your lawyer. Work with a good lawyer to set these up and make sure you're protected, and of course that your client's protected as well. Number 12, listen to feedback. I've actually gotten way better at this, honestly, and don't take it personally. See it as an opportunity. It's actually a huge advantage of building a digital product initially, is that you can get fast feedback. By doing it this way and just putting something out in the market, which is called an MVP or a minimal viable product, it'll let you learn from your customers how close or far you are from hitting the target to success, right? So you can use your first product as a test to learn. Through this process, you'll end up with a lot of insight that you wouldn't have thought of to begin with. It's actually pretty amusing, pretty interesting, and pretty awesome. There's a reason businesses invest so much in gathering feedback. It's because of its value. It has tremendous value. It allows them to make changes to their business model, products, and core customer relationship policies to increase their sales. Honestly, the power of second opinions is often undervalued in the business community because there's so many overconfident entrepreneurs. Don't be one of those. You, the one listening to this episode, have to make the most use of this testing data to make sure that your business is off to a smooth start. Always remember that an idea that looks attractive on paper might not be profitable in the market. The market determines the value of your product or service. You have to develop a keen sense to listen to it, to the market when required. And then don't listen to it when it's not required, because there's also a lot of trollers on there. So don't pay too much attention to them either. Take the right kind of feedback is what I'm trying to say. The capability of making adjustments will put your business miles ahead of other aspiring entrepreneurs who are stubborn with their plans and prefer outdated ways of execution. Now, number 13, expanding into physical products. Once you've seen success with your online product and passed the trial period, you can either keep everything virtual, which is kind of what I like to do, or you can expand into physical products. Make sure to still engage with your community and promote your digital products no matter what level you're at, because this will just lead them through a funnel, what we call in marketing, into your physical bigger ticket products or bigger ticket items, right? Get creative and expand off of your most successful free content, best selling online course, and figure out a way to add it to a physical product. A simple example for all of this would be, for example, my cheese boards, right? Um, let's just say, and I'm only talking about them because I referenced them in this episode, but let's just say I made these viral videos on how to make them, and all these people were learning how to make these amazing cheese boards online through my viral content. And then I sold an online guide to put that together, so that they can learn to put together a cheese board artistically the way I do it, and what to pair it with, and what wines go with the best manchego, right? And then I can physically sell a board personalized with their name and a step-by-step guide on how to cut up a cheese, the certain cheeses, what pairings, what jams, and actually create the physical board that comes with your cheese board. Which, now that I'm thinking about, maybe I should actually do this as a business idea, because I would definitely buy that. I would gift it. I mean, I think it's a great idea. But now you can implement the same concept to your business and think of all the different types of physical products you can offer that would help sell your digital ebooks and vice versa. Number 14, raising capital. This is the one that's really important in the entrepreneurship world, and one that you have to be really careful with. When you're absolutely positive that your business will thrive, then you can start looking for loans, venture capital, angel investors, or even crowdsourcing. The type of businesses you build will help you determine the path you'll need to take to raise your capital. Joining with investors is extremely promoted in the entrepreneurial world and all these startup circles, but you're not limited to just people. You can also opt for a lot of loan programs that are specifically aimed to help small businesses and entrepreneurs out. The Small Business Administration, SBA, provides different loan programs sanctioned by the US government to startups that need it. However, your business needs to fulfill some of the criteria to qualify for this kind of loan. So if you're in the United States, then your company needs to be compliant with the local laws and regulations and needs to function according to the SBA guidelines. All that said, just like Rich Dad's tax advisor, Tom Wheelwright, says, the best way to start a business with no money is to have the government pay you to start a business. He says a good tax strategy for business can give you the startup capital you need to begin. Your accountant, the great one you hired for your team that we talked about earlier, can help you assess opportunities for your industry. Obviously, only a qualified expert could do this. So make sure you ask them these questions to see if they're a good fit for your team. And I definitely recommend getting his two books, because this will help you create a list of questions so you can filter out any bad accountants and you can find a good one, because some of them aren't experts when it comes to small business taxes. And so you really want to find someone that can maximize your benefits and your tax deductions and the incentives the government gives you. And so also your business needs to be a profit making venture, and it needs to have a good credit score. Get creative. You can also ask your friends, relatives, and other people in your social circle for funds. Or you can bring in a co founder to help with the funding and other administrative duties. The possibilities are endless when you have a reliable business model that is ready to be executed. But remember, handling other people's money is it's a massive responsibility. And I think it's even more serious than using your own money. Also, who you partner up with can determine the success of your business, and it can either make or break your business. And so now we're reaching the end of this episode, but now is the time to start. Start hustling to start your side hustle so that it can become your full-time passion. The sooner you begin, the sooner you'll make these mistakes, the sooner you'll take off. Fail forward. Failing is the cornerstone of success. Don't let your thoughts of going broke, being embarrassed, or your insecurities hold you back from pursuing the business and lifestyle you desire, you deserve, and that you dream of. Be an entrepreneur, serve others, and show the world what you're capable of. Your talent is a gift unique to you. It's a gift to the world. So outwork your self-doubt and go for it. Okay. And guys, like I've mentioned in other podcasts, sorry. And guys, like I've mentioned in other episodes and podcasts, your testimonials are my why. Changing lives is my why. And so give us a 5-star review so we can keep on making these episodes. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video so we can know that you're actually enjoying the content that we're putting out there. And leave us feedback. If there's something that you want on the show, there's an expert that you want, there's a subject matter that we haven't touched on, leave a comment, leave a feedback. We're going through everything. We're making these new videos based off of what you want. And so, nothing. We're here to just create a community, create the content that you want to see. And again, if you could do me the favor of rating this 5 stars, subscribing to the channel, I would love, love, love to see it and to continue growing our community.
This podcast is a presentation of Rich Dad Media Network.